Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. This channel offers elementary art lessons taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I look forward to virtually creating with you. There are new lessons posted weekly. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss a single one. So go grab your art supplies and your thinking caps and let's begin. All right, first grade artists, let's get those poinsettia paintings back out from last time. They should be all dry now and looking beautiful. We're going to next add some of the red leaves. Remember that on the poinsettia plant, the red and the green are both leaves. Only the little yellow flowers in the middle are the flowers. So we're going to add some red leaves. I'm going to do a technique here with the students at HOB that is called sponge painting. I have a slightly wet sponge and I have some red paint on a flat container. And I'm going to dip my sponge into the red paint and then put the pointy tip of the sponge right beside those yellow flowers and then gently press. I'm not hardly pressing at all here. And then when I lift it off, it leaves a print of the shape of the sponge, just like a stamper would leave a stamp of the shape of the stamp. So then I'm going to twist my paper a little bit, keep the pointy end of the sponge right near those yellow flowers, and then gently push down. I like turning my paper as I do this instead of trying to twist my arm in funny directions. It just makes it a little bit easier. Nice! Perfect. Now you can see the difference between those two. There's a little bit less paint on the second one, but I think there's still enough in my sponge to go ahead and do another one. I just might have to press a little harder when I do the third and fourth prints. And then eventually, you should still have pretty clean hands. The paint should not be coming up through the sponge. You shouldn't be, like finger painting or anything like that. This should be a pretty clean technique. However, if you do get paint on you, no big deal. You can always wash up at the end. And if you don't have a sponge like I have that you can cut into a leaf shape, then you can just use a paintbrush and you can draw leaf shapes and then just paint them in red. And if you don't even have paint, you can do the same thing with a red crayon. Grab a red crayon, draw a leaf shape, color it in red. No big deal. There's always a way to make things work. All right, so I'm going to finish up this one on the edges right there. Perfect. Then I'm going to go ahead and dip my sponge back into my paint and I'm going to continue this process around each of the flowers. Except I forgot to hit record. So I'm just going to show you the final product here. When it was all done, I was able to have red leaves around each of the yellow flowers. And a little extra thing that I think looks really nice on this work of art is to take some red glitter or red glitter glue and trace around the edges of all the leaves. At school, I use white Elmer's glue and I draw lines with the Elmer's glue around the edges of the petals, sprinkle glitter on, and then gently shake off the extra and then funnel it back into the glitter container. You never want to throw away any glitter that falls off. Always put it back into the container and use it another time. If you don't have that, you can also use glitter glue, which is really nice if you have that. That's actually a lot easier. You just sort of squeeze it and draw your lines around the edges, let it dry, and then it's beautiful, just like this one is. And if you don't have either of those, no big deal. You don't need it. As long as you have the red leaves, then you are good to go too. So I hope you had a fun time making your red poinsettias. I hope you learned a little something about poinsettias, maybe that they're from Mexico. Or maybe that the red part is the leaf and the yellow part is the flower. That was one of my favorite things to learn. And maybe you learned that they're mostly out during the holiday season around this time of year. So I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you back here next time at the Heart of a Viking. HOB artists, don't forget to hop on over to Art Sonia to upload a photograph of your piece of artwork to your art portfolio. I can't wait to see it.